If any of you remember the movie Sister Act, you'll remember, gosh, what was her name? The fat nun, where she had her roll of duct tape. She was always like, Sister Act 2 actually was the movie. She's like carrying around this duct tape. She's like always carried around because it helped someone sew one of their like outfits that was ripped. Like they couldn't sew it, so they pulled the duct tape. But anyways, I actually used to, I still do, carry around duct tape with me at the gym for the same reason, just to always be prepared, and I'll tell you why. So my product Mass Caps that allows you to add weight to dumbbells. Before doing that, I was that knucklehead. If you look on YouTube, like duct tape dumbbell, there's a couple of meatheads out there that would duct tape weight plates to their dumbbells, and I said, gosh, there's got to be a better way, hence where I developed and patented the Mass Caps. But in that process, I came to realize, I'm like, well, hey, like this duct tape idea, many of the little random things I always wanted to use duct tape for in the gym, like, dude, double-sided Velcro. So when you all think about, like, what do you bring in your gym bag, right? Maybe your belt, your gloves, your straps, whatever it may be, some chalk or something. Keep some double-sided Velcro around. Sorry, guys, my voice is going here because I was at an entrepreneurial event, like, all night, was talking all night. So, in any event, though, yeah, so this double-sided duct tape, it saves my butt all the time. Like, something will be slipping, or I want to add weight to something, or just, like, someone will, crap, like, dang, like, you know, it's like your rest time between sets is getting a little out of hand. You're ready to start your next set, and, like, something you need to kind of, like, fix. It's not quite staying where you want it or whatever. This has bailed me out so many times. Let's run through some examples. Here in the footage, you're seeing me doing hyper extensions with, I got 3 plates there, so 135. I've gone as high as 150 or 160 on these. And granted, you can see how, you know, if I strategically kind of bob, and like pop the weight like into my arms and catch it, I'm good to go. Be careful on your biceps here, guys. I've never had a problem, but it always kind of creeps me out a little bit. So make sure you're warmed up. But before I would do that, and then all of a sudden, like, those plates start sliding around on each other. I tried it with a dumbbell too, and actually a dumbbell's kind of cool because it lengthens the lever arm usually because you're holding it up closer to your neck. So a longer lever arm there, right, causing resistance on your back. But it just, I don't know, I've always found a dumbbell to even be more awkward, at least from the ways I've tried it. Maybe you guys have some suggestions. Actually, as I'm saying this, normally I would hold the dumbbell horizontally. I guess if I held it vertically against my body, perhaps that would work. Then that would really shorten the lever arm a lot. But I think you get the idea. So anyways, so these hypers, right, whipping that weight up into place, like the plates would slide all over each other, particularly if they're metal plates. Like, no way in heck is this happening. I'd put like a towel between the plates so they wouldn't slide everywhere. And then now you can see I can whip that up, and then not only whip it up, the best part is like not having to reset all that after the set. I just kind of slam it down there, you see. You know, I kind of have to when you're fatigued or whatever. And largely it just kind of stays in place. Cool, take my rest, next set, and don't even really have to like reset anything. So here I'm using for hypers. Bench dips, some of you may do that exercise. That can be great too, right? Because the plates are sliding around in your lap, so you can strap them together. Honestly, you can even gently strap the weight plates down to your thighs. I'll do this on rack pull-ups, a great back exercise. I haven't done this in a while. I need to get those back in my program. But so you know where you're like cradling a dumbbell or plates or something on your lap and doing your rack pull-ups, and the plates can slide around, particularly if you're like me and you like to use a little bit of body English and kind of, you know, do an explosive concentric. You'll end up with the plates sliding on and around again, especially if they're metal plates, like total nightmare. Or even a dumbbell, honestly. So once again, what you can do is basically, maybe I'll get footage of this some other time, but put those plates in your lap and then just kind of gently strap a big loop, because you can buy this double-sided Velcro. I'll buy it in like 15 or 20 foot piece, and just kind of loop that all around my plates and my thighs and around the other side. Not so tight that like I couldn't escape from it. Obviously you got to keep in mind like safety, right? You don't want to be strapped to this weight and like there's no way to abandon ship, but I think you can kind of see what I'm saying. And just steady things but still have a little bit of movement. So that's another thing I'll do. And then adding weights to plated weight stacks. There's all kinds of ways you can get creative. You've probably seen everyone do the thing where they like put an extra plate on a pin that's going into a selectorized machine to like tack on extra weight. Obviously that's one route you can do it. Some gyms, you know, probably don't like you for doing that. But this is another way I found you can, you'll see it come up a couple other times in little demos I do where it's adding extra plates on. You add stuff to barbells, machines. I mean, just really the possibilities are almost endless. Just kind of be creative. As for to buy this, I just buy it at Home Depot or Walmart. You can probably find it at your local one. If anyone wants me to post more specifically, like the exact stuff I'm using here, I'd be happy to. I'd probably just post you like a Amazon link or something, or maybe even the Home Depot. Yeah, you can probably order that online from them too. So can do that, but I believe this is a 2-inch wide one. I think it is the Velcro brand. So I usually just have a couple 15 or 20 foot pieces of this kicking around my bag. And if you don't use the whole 15 or 20 foot piece, I mean, you can certainly cut it down into smaller pieces if you want. But what I find is I just keep the big loop. I use the amount I need, and then you probably could see there where I just kind of like tuck the rest of the roll somewhere. And it's not like a loose roll of webbing or something, or rope where it's just going to like spill out right when you let it go. In this case, it's all Velcro to itself. So the extra like tag end, you simply just kind of tuck away somewhere, and it usually works just fine. Also want to mention on this, right? So a lot of people are like, holy crap, that's some heavy hyperextensions. Just for various reasons with my hip problems and stuff, like for a long time I've been away from conventional regular deadlifts or sumo, any of that. And I'll be honest with you, contest time, there were quite a few people who are like, dude, like, look at, like, just different areas of my back, which has never been a strong point for me. Like, oh, yeah, look at that. Or like, man, yeah, you got some development. Or I wish I had this or that. And you're kind of like, really? Like, you just step away and you're like, yeah, I guess those areas have developed fairly decent. And so just interesting, because I think back to like when Ian McCarthy was on the show, I think episodes 131 and 133, he was saying how he didn't feel the deadlift was nearly as good of an exercise for bodybuilding purposes as people make it out to be. And, we had a little debate. I'm not sure I'm totally sold on that, but I simply just bring that out there as if there's a potential reason why you're having issues with deadlifts. Just kind of take some comfort knowing that perhaps with some strategic programming, combining several exercises, you can probably still have some pretty decent development. Again, like I said, I'd kind of lost sight of the fact that, like, hey, yeah, I actually did develop a halfway reasonable back, working around things. So never rule yourself out just because you can't do a certain exercise. And then finally, actually, one of you suggested, I forget, I do apologize, whoever it was, when I started up this whole tribe thing and asked you guys, like, what are you most interested in equipment-wise, someone had said something to weigh down the back of things like this hyper. Yes. Like, I was like, yes, dude. Because the thing is, in this case, this one is bolted down. We got two at this particular gym I'm training at. I gym hop quite a bit, but this particular gym, and the other one, it's not bolted down. It's actually much more comfortable. I like that one better. And so it just sucks because if I'm using this kind of weight, I have to pile all kinds of weight plates on the back of the hyperextension so it doesn't flip over forward. I've actually broken the welds on a couple of hyperextension machines. That's what all those punks get for only using their body weight and a 10-pound plate and going nice and slow and feel the glutes contract. It's like, man up and use some weight. But anyways, yeah, so I have cracked off the weld a couple times. Scary when that cracked. You're like, oh my gosh, like almost literally face plant, Catch yourself in time. So anyways, that's that. Would be curious, if you don't mind, guys, go ahead and chime in on the comments there on Facebook. If anyone else is like, yes, like totally need some kind of thing that can help weigh down the back of things that tend to flip around and not stay in place, like benches and machines and whatever it may be. Obviously, in some cases, to me, that's just the gym's fault for, in my opinion, being dumb and not bolting things down. But obviously, sometimes I hate the gyms where everything's bolted down, and like if you want to move a bench or something, you can't. So let me know what you think. If you think that's actually a product someone would like, and if you were the person that had that idea, again, I forget your name, feel free to comment in and take credit, and we'll all say, nice job, nice idea. So that's all.